Sir, you're not audible. Are you saying something?
Yeah, I've muted myself. That's right. Okay. Okay. Let me repeat again then. So, uh, this particular layout file belonging to Consumer Expenditure Survey, 68th round. And here you can see this layout file divided into different labels. So, this one is the record for first label. So, label 1 is written on the top, and this label 1 contains information for block 1 and block 2. You know what is block 1 and block 2. Basically, the questionnaire divided into different blocks. So, uh, so this particular label contains information, okay, of block 1 and block 2, and it is called as label 1. Similarly, for label 2, okay, or you can say for block 1, item number 1 to 15, you are having a different label. That one is the label 2. So I mean to say here, layout file for the other round, excluding PLFS, layout file divided into different label, and for each label, you get one corresponding data file. So in that case, you require to extract each data file, making a dictionary for each label. Okay. And the procedure for making a dictionary is same what I told to you last time. A point to note is here, after extracting the first round, when we go on to for extracting the second round, for the first observation, or you can say for the level 2, for the first observation, you see here common ID. And the length of this common ID is 35 bytes, and the position one is 1 to 35. Okay. So this common ID mainly belong to the first 35 byte positions information. That one is given in a previous level file. So that one is up to this one. So when we make dictionary file, you need to copy and paste this much of information from your previous dictionary file to the new dictionary file. So this one is the common in every label. So this one is for the label 1. In the label 2, you can see here the common ID. In the label 3, again you can see here the common ID. So for this common ID, we need to substitute this much of information to that. So this much of information. And if you follow that, then you will be able to extract the other labels of data successfully. If not, then you made a mistake. And this one is the important, because not all of you going to work with the PLFS. So here you have an option to choose your data as per your choice. Okay, if you do not have any choice, then you may work with the PLFS or health or education survey data set. Okay. So in the next class, on a Monday class, I will tell you the assessment pattern in detail. What kind of questions, answers you require to give in this particular empirical assessment. So we'll talk about that in detail later, because even talking that we need a bit detail of how to work with the NSSO data set. Okay. So there are few things that we get to know today only. So let me finish the today lecture, and in the next lecture, I will take your doubt and we also discuss the assessment pattern. So I'm closing this one. I'm closing the layout file of PLFS also. So let's move on to the presentation. And in a presentation, moving forward to the first we are going to discuss how to merge different data files. So this one. So if you see your data set, then you are having 4 data file. Okay. That one is HH104 first visit, HH104 revisit, PER104 first visit, and PER104 revisit. When we extract the data files using dictionary file, you get 4 data in a data format. Okay. So that one is again I am repeating: household first visit, household revisit, personal level first visit, and personal level revisit. If you want to merge first visit household data file with the first visit personal level data file, because it might be the case we require some information from the personal file and some information from the household file. Like, let's take an example. If you want to have a look of distribution of employment, okay, across gender, then gender information you get from the personal level data file, okay, and other characteristics you get from the household level data file. Okay. So if that is the situation, okay, where you require to use information given in both household level data file and personal level data file, we need to merge those two files, and the process of merging is you first open household first visit data file, okay, and after then use this following command that we can see on this slide, and when we do that, your data merge. So let me explain that one using data. So I am opening household first visit data. This one is the household first visit. When I open household first visit data, the command for merging data files is this one. That one is the merge. Okay. And after then, there are several options that we need to type. In this particular case, we'll talk about that option also. In this particular case, where we are merging personal level data file with the household level data file with the personal level data file. So in that case, you type 1:m. So 1 column M, and then after we require to type all primary keys that we have used for creating unique household ID. So that one is FSU, first stage unit, HG, Hamlet group, triple S, second stage, stratum, and then household number. After then, we need to type the data file name that you want to merge with the household data. So now since we are merging household data with the personal level data, so we type FPER underscore first visit. So FPR, just have a look on your data. So FPER FB, this one is our personal level data file. So FPER underscore FB1 is personal level data file name. So we type that one and enter. We enter. So here it says variable HG is not found. Okay. So let's see what is HG. Last time I renamed, if you remember, this one. So rename this one. I forgot to save the data. So that's why HG, this one. Then so now you are having FSU, HG, triple S and HSN. So if you type the same command again, it's saying that the variable, oh, sorry, here you need to type using FPER FB. So the full command one is merge, one is to M, FSU, HG, triple S, HSN using FPER underscore FB. And when you enter this command started working, and you can see we exactly match 4,20,757 observation. Now let's look back onto the theory behind this. Okay, exactly what happened. Okay. Beside this merging. So if I okay. When written here. Okay, let me take a help of this data. Detail are not there. Help, merge, and then open this one, PDF document. Merge, and let's go back onto here. M is to M. Yeah, this one. Try to understand this one. So in our case, household data file, one is master data file, and our master data file looks like this. So if I clear this one for the time being, and again import household first visit, then it look like this. So this one is our data, and if I count the number of observation, then it is coming out 1,01,579. And last time you have seen each observation in this particular data file belonging to one household. And how you got to know? For that purpose, we generated HHID using this command, HHID concat FSU HG triple S again I need to rename first. This one is a sample group. I am taking a HG. Save, replace. So for that purpose, for creating unique ID, we have used concat command HSN. So this command. and then we type code book HHID. And we can see here the unique ID is equal to the number of observations. That mean each observation belonging to one particular household, and this is important when we do merging. That's why I am emphasizing on it, because before merging, first we need to know whether the observations belonging to your data set belonging to one household or multiple household, or one person or multiple persons. It might be that there are multiple observations which belong to one household. Similarly, there is a multiple personal information. There is multiple observations that belong to a particular person. If that is the case, then we will deal that with that differently. But for the uh, for the uh, for this particular case, or for this particular data set, by generating household ID, we got to know each observation belonging to one unique household. And that is the case. And this one is our master file. So I am saving this one and going to open the personal level data file that we want to merge with the household level data file. So that FPER underscore first visit. So I type use FPER underscore FB. Personal data file has opened, and now if I count the number of observations, the number of observation is here coming 4,20,757. 4,20,757, and of course this one is larger than the number of households, and we know the region also, because in a one household there are more than one member, and because of that region, in a personal level data file we are having a larger observation as compared to the household level data file. Okay. You can check here also whether multiple observations belonging to one person or one observation belonging to one person. Or in other way, you can see whether a particular person having a multiple observation or not. So for that, again, we need to create a unique personal level ID. And for creating a unique personal level ID, we go on to the previous command, rename. So this one is PID, let's suppose a personal level ID. And after HSN, you need to put the personal serial number. So PSN. And when we enter, a personal unique ID has created, and that we check again with the codebook command, codebook PID, and you can see here each observation in a personal data file belonging to one particular person. So that we got to know about these two data sets. You can save this one, and let's move on to the again household data file. So household data file one is HFB. It has been imported. Now I am going to use again the merge command. So merge. Now I am typing one column M. Now see the importance of this. Why I am typing one column M? Because I want to merge household file to the personal data file, and we know that there are many persons belonging to one household in a personal data file. So there are multiple observations. Okay. of a same household member. So that's why we require to use one column M. So basically this one is one to many merging. If if you, if you recall your concept of function or sets in a six, when we study function using example of set, so there you can see one to one merging, one to many merging, many to one merging. The same concept we are using here. So here, since we are going to merge household to personal, and in a person there are many member which belonging to one particular household, so we are using 1:m. The same detail is given here. So look here, in this particular data file there are 4 regions, and in a using data file, those 4 regions having a different uh, personal level information. ID you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and region is 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 5. Okay, so in a using file, we are having a information for and multiple information for a single region. So region 2 look here. So region 2 having a 2 information in a using data file. Similarly for 1. So in a master level data file, there is only single information for region 1, but in a using level, using data file, we are having a multiple records. So when we merge using one column M command, basically one is going to merge with the one, this one, which one having a 29 value, and again this one, which one having a 2 value. So in a merge result, we will have a 2 observation for first region, 2 observation for second region, 1 observation for the third region, 1 for 4 and 1 for 5th. So this one is the 1:M merging, and the same we are doing in our case. Since we are merging household to personal, so we require to type 1:M, and then we use common primary key. Which one is FSU, HG, triple S, HSN. Then we type using FPER first digit. And see here, we exactly merge our data set. So all observations in both of the data file matched with one another, and the new data file we have that only the merged data file having observation of 4,20,757, and this merged data file we have informations of household and information of all persons belonging to those households. So now the data set has merged. Now take another example. I'm going to clear this one, and let's suppose that you are working with the personal level data file, which one having a multiple observation for different household, or consider multiple observation of one household, and if you want to merge personal level data file, which one is your master file, with the household level data file, so in that case you need to type M column 1 instead of 1 column M after merge. So let me show that you with the example. So I'm importing personal level data file. You can see that this one is personal level data file, and now I'm going to merge personal to household. So I use the same command, only thing that we type differently, that one is m colon 1. Earlier 1 column n, that means 1 to multiple. Now you are going to multiple to 1, and then we type all primary key variable. Since using data file one is household data file, so we type name of that and enter. So merge was incorrectly. Okay, so now let's look that we get the, and we got the same result. So this is the second type of merging. In a third type, in a third type, you use one column, option for merging the data file. So that we use when we merge household to household and also personal to personal. But again, when we merge household to household or person to person, we ensure ourselves that both of the data file contains one observation for one household or one person. So checking that one is important for merging. If you want to use 1:1, okay, in that case you need to check both of the data file, that means master data file and using data file, and you must have unique observation, or you can say the one observation for one household or one personal, or to the one person. So that means each data set having a unique observation. And if that is the case, then you can use 1:1. So that is the case. Another, you can say, that's not called a merging, that's called a appending. So in a merging case, basically we bring together different information, or in a appending case, basically we append our data set. So let's take an example here. Okay, here household first visit data and household revisit data contain same information. And okay, the only difference is that in a first visit data file, we find observation for only those households who visited in a first who visited first time. And in a revisit data set, we found information of all those households who were revisited. So if you want to bring first visit and revisit data set together, then in that case, we need to apply append command. And command for that are given in that slide. If you have a look, so here I have written here, you can use this one, append using HHRV. So let's do that one again. So I'm getting this clear and going to each household first visit. And now I want to merge household, I want to append this data set, okay, using household revisit data set. So as I told you, command one is this one. Okay. You can directly use this command. So you need to type append, then using HHRV, and when you enter, you are getting an error, and we are getting an error because it's saying that in a master data file we are having an integer value, or in a using data file you are having a value in string. So if you get an error like this, then you need to clear this one, go onto the personal level data, first visit personal level data file and check this one. Sorry, first sorry, revisit household revisit data file. So use household revisit data file. Check this one. All are in red. That's why it was coming a message. You using data set having a string variable. So we require to de-string all these variables. So the command for that one is de-string comma replace. So de-string process has started. It will take some time because it is a household level data set. It will not take much time. Okay, done. Now you can save this one, save with the save and replace command. Then again goes to the household first visit data file and use this particular command append using hhrb. And when we enter, our data set has appended, and if you see the number of observations that has gone to 2,36,106. So now we are having a data set which have a records of both first visit and revisit. First visit and revisit. So let's clear this one. Let's move further. So this way we can merge and append your data set. Now let's generating the state variable. So NSSO does not provide state variable directly to you, but instead of that, NSSO provide state region information. State region is here, this one. So if I import household first visit, household first visit, this one is, I think, both first visit and revisit data set of that. Sorry, first visit personal level and first visit household level data set. So look here, there is a NSS region, NSSR. Just a minute, it's providing a state variable is there. Let's have a look. Sorry. PLFS is providing a state variable. So here you do not have to create a state variable separately, but with the other round of data set, okay, we require to create a state variable. And generating state variable is that we divide state region with the 10. So SR divided by 10, and then you need to bring that one in integer format. So integer state and state variable will be created. So this will try by yourself when you work with the different round of NSSO survey. With the PLFS case, state variable is already there. If I just do an experiment, because NSS region is also here, and if I generate state variable, let state 1 equal to NSSR divided by 10, then I replace state with integer. What is the command? Let me check. State. Then if I browse, it's coming out correctly, then why 0 replace Oh, sorry. In a second command, I have to type state 1. I'm creating a new state. That's why I made a 0 change. And if I look here, then you can see the state 1 is already generated and the state 1 I generated, and you can see both are matching. Okay. So in this particular PLFS data set, you are already having a generated variable of state variable. With the other round of NSSO survey, you do not have generated state variable. So in that case, you require to generate state variable, and these are the command for that. So SR is here and SS region. SR is here and SS region. Let me type here. SR is an SS region. Rest one is okay. So move further. So these are the some command for making table. So as I told you last time, we can use table and tabulate command. So let's use this table command first. And here I would like to tell you the usage of weight also. So if I just type tab sector, tab means tabulate, then I get this information. So in this case, basically, in total, we are having 4,20,000 observations. So Stata divided those 4,20,000 into two parts, depending upon which sector they belong. So first one is for rural, second one is for urban, and you can see here 57% of observations belonging to the rural area and 43% observations belonging to the urban area. So that's what statistics you are getting, and this statistic is sample statistics. If I type the another command, which one is the given just below this one, tab should be in small letter. So this one, and in our case, weight variable is where weight has gone. Last time I created weight, new weight. So weight and new weight are here. It gives you error. So generate weight and give this one is weight 1 equal to new weight. This I am doing to save time for typing every time new weight. So, new weight. So I renamed new weight. Sorry, I generated a new variable weight 1, which one is equal to the new weight, and now I am going to use this above command, which one is basically have weight component in that. So F under square bracket FW is frequency weight, then after weight variable, and I close this bracket. It's saying that frequency weight not use non-integer weight. So non-integer frequency weight. So I'm going to replace that one. Replace weight 1 equal to round weight. Weight 1. So I rounded off the weight and going to use the same command. Without weight, this is the statistics. The below one is the statistics for without weight, and the above one is the statistics for weight. And you see the difference. It is difference in you can see the difference in frequency, difference in percentage, okay, with the same number of observations. So the below statistics one is the sample statistics, and with that we just get to know 57% observation belonging to rural area and 43 urban area. But if I use frequency weight, then I am getting entirely a different observation, especially with the frequency number. So earlier the frequency number was too less, and now we are getting a very high frequency, and very large frequencies. So, and that one is because we accounted uh, for population weight in our calculation. So now the first table one is the table belonging to the population, and it's saying that the total population is somewhere 107 crore, and if you see the decomposition of those 107 crore population, then 7 crore 40, 74 crore 87 lakh belonging to the rural area, and the rest belonging to the urban area. So the point to note here, we are using weight, we are basically getting the figure for population. Without weight, we are getting a figure for sample. And okay, so that is the relevance of weight. So since here I have used a frequency weight, there are other type of weight also. One is called population weight, that we use today. Analytical weight, we also use that today. And the last one is called importance weight. To get details of it, again you take a help of this data, help weight, this PDF file open, go on to this, and see here, these are the different type of weight. Frequency weight, which we called FW weight, sampling weight, or population weight we call PW weight, analytic weight, and then importance weight. Frequency weight we use for getting number. So whatever number we require, for getting that number, we use frequency weight. For getting average statistics, we use either population weight or analytic weight. So we can use either of these two weights. This particular weight, importance weight, we never use. At least I do not recommend to use. And there is a reason for that. So this part, using this part, it's work on a special kind of programming, and one can manipulate with this weight. Okay, so more about all these weights are given below. Just go through that, and you get an idea about all these weights. I referred you one reading also for what waiting for. So have a look of that article also if you get time. If not, then leave for the next semester or for. So that one is also deals in all these aspects in detail. Especially that article deals with whether we use weight when we run regression or not. So they talked about advantage, disadvantage of using weight with regression. So we get an idea about that also when we go through that reading. Otherwise, for this particular course, for this year, this much information is enough. What is frequency, population, analytical, and importance weight. I am closing this one. this one also. So let's move on to our data. So in a presentation, we have I've done this one. Now let's go on to this one, where I'm calculating the average monthly per capita expenditure over rural and urban sector. So if I type this command, so first copy this command directly from here and go on to this data. So since in variable name I have it MPCE, so you need to check variable name should be the same that you type in command and that you type in and that you have as a variable. So this doesn't work. So let me locate first MPC. That one is consumption expenditure monthly per capita expenditure. Yes, Simran. So this look this one. If I type consumption on the search window, variable search window, I am getting a information where household usual consumption expenditure in a month given. So I'm going to rename this one first. So I'm renaming this one is monthly consumption expenditure. So this one is I'm giving a short name monthly consumption expenditure MCE. Okay. So if you need a statistics of monthly consumption expenditure for rural and urban area, just type mean MCE monthly consumption expenditure. Under bracket you can use population weight because you are calculating mean here. So go with the population weight and this give you a population information. So that one is on average in a rural area monthly expenditure, consumption expenditure is 7,682 rupees. In urban area it is 13,175 rupees. Let's see what happens if you go without weight. So if you go without weight, we get a different information. So without weight, consumption expenditure in rural area has gone up and urban area gone down. But when you use weight, you can see the reverse result. So sample statistics giving you a different information and population giving you a different information. So again you can see the importance of using weight here. And I told you when we want to get mean statistics or any other statistics in that except number, frequency number, we use either analytical weight or population weight. If I use the analytical weight instead of population weight, I get the same answer that we got in using population weight. For a monthly per capita expenditure, because monthly per capita expenditure is a basis for calculating poverty in India, we require to divide consumption expenditure with the household size. So if I generate that one, monthly per capita expenditure, so I need to divide this one with the household size. So we need to locate the household size also. So let's household size. So look here, HV5 variable one is household size. So just type HV5 variable in a denominator and use MPCE has generated, and now you can use MPCE variable for getting monthly per capita expenditure for rural and urban area. So look here, the monthly per capita expenditure in rural area is 1627 rupees and in urban area is 3098 rupees. If you divide this one with the 30, that we exactly get a per day consumption expenditure, per day per person consumption expenditure. And when you compare that one with the poverty line, that also comes in a per day per person, we get poverty figure. So recently, I have calculated the poverty figure. Okay, so this one is just for giving you some inspiration. Okay, what kind of task we can do with the PLFS survey. So, so, so this one is in this basically I'm looking impact of COVID-19 on poverty estimates in India. And if I go below, then after I have calculated the pre-poverty level, post-poverty level, and then showing the increases in poverty due to COVID-19 pandemic. That I have seen across the social categories. Look here for rural and urban area. Of course, the methodology is here. I am assuming a certain percentage of contraction in income. So I am using a 5%, 10% contraction in consumption as compared to the pre-COVID level. That one is the 2019-20 level. And with that level, I have calculated the percentage of poor person and also the number of poor person. The same I have done across this occupation, across religion, and so on. Okay. And this all I have done using PLFS round of data set. Okay. For poverty line, I have used a consumption expenditure or the poverty figures already, poverty line figures already given by the Rangarajan committee report. So, this is the one thing. Okay. Similarly, you can do the many things if you want to look the have a look of informality of urban living condition of urban informal worker, that we can see. If you want to see the age pattern of urban informal worker, because last time we had observed that there was a mass migration during the reverse migration during the lockdown time, and if you want to have some question relating to that, why migration happened, you may have a look of that also. So there are many things that we can do. So whatever the questions here I get, particularly relating with the development economy, okay, if you have a look data for that, then you can find the data uh, from the NSSO, and you can use that for getting answer of that, answer of your question, of course. So that the thing. So so the below command are basically I distributed. Uh, I'm looking the mean monthly per capita expenditure across state and sector. If I just type this one into the command window, then I get this figure. Look here. So now this one is the distribution of monthly per capita expenditure across state for both rural and urban area. Okay. So there are many things that we can do. So I will share this PDF slides with you. You can practice with it. So this much for the first part of the lecture. For the second part, since it is already 12:10, so take a 10-minute break. Then we'll come back and at least we discuss till time, and at least we discuss the thing till time we have. Rest I leave you upon you for practicing using these slides. And anyway, we are meeting on Monday. Then the thing we left, we can do that on Monday. So let's have a 10-minute break. So it is at 12:09. We'll meet at 12:20. Okay. Or in case if you have any question that we will discuss after this break. Okay, hello to all. I'm back. So are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the second part of today's session, we are going to estimate some specific things relating with the PLFS survey only. So the statistic that we calculate, that one is calculatable only from this survey, because information relating to that are provided by this survey only, not by the any other survey. So as mentioned here, the generation of decile we calculate within uh, all round of survey. But the second topic that in a second content that are listed here, in which we find labor force participation, workforce participation rate, and unemployment rate, that we calculate using employment unemployment survey or using the PLFS survey. Similarly, if you want to know the calculation of type of worker, then uh, type of worker information basically provided by the all uh, NSSO surveys, because it's a information from which what is the what is the major source of earning for a particular household. So that information that we get in every round of NSSO survey. But if you want to have a look at what kind of employment a person is doing, so that we get only from the employment and unemployment survey. See, wage information we get from the employment unemployment survey. Again, the last one, formal and informal workers we get from the employment and unemployment survey. So let's go one by one. So since this one is the common thing that we do when you work with the NSSO around. So basically, since the command of for generating deciles are given here, but in place of decile we may calculate quartile uh, or quintile or any other category. So basically, we can use decile information for dividing population into different uh, segments. And if you want to work with the income segment, so you may divide population in 10 different income categories that we call decile, or quintile 5 different category, quartile 4 different category, and so on. So for generating uh, M- MPC Design, okay, first we generate monthly per capita expenditure variable that we have already did. After then you use this PC tile command. So PC tile one is the command. This one is the variable name, and this one is the new variable name, and this one is the variable on basis we want to calculate decile. This one is the weight variable, and this one is for sector. And Q, as I am dividing this sample into or population into 10 categories. Similarly, we do for the urban area, and then we see what threshold figure we have gotten, and using those threshold figures, we use this command for generating decile variable for rural and urban area respectively. So let's do this one very quickly. So I'm going to paste this command one by one in our command window. So if I paste this command, PC tile rural area variable has been generated. Similarly, if I paste the another command, this one, so the decile cap information for urban area will be generated. So this one. Now let's look these two variable values. So if I go down and browse these two variables, basically these two variables are giving us percentile for urban and rural area. And look here you are getting a 9 value. So basically these are the threshold value of monthly per capita expenditure. So 800 is threshold value for the lowest decile, 1000 is for second decile, 1125 for third decile, and so on for rural area. Similarly, we have gotten for the urban area. So we have gotten the threshold figure. Using this threshold figure, we generate deciles. Using this threshold, we generate decile variable. If I copy this one, the entire command that I pasted here, okay, like this. If I copy this one and I go into this data window, open do file, paste it there, and if I run this do file, all command I pasted there, and after this I am going to run this one. That means execute this command, and after executing this command, you can see all command run at one time, and I have gotten this decile variable. Now I tab decile and see that you have generated 10 decile. This you can and you can check for the rural area and for the urban area. So tab decile sector, we have gotten this information. So I'm leaving this one for you. I'm not going to detailing all these things that are written here. Just for understanding the command, as I told you, first we calculate threshold level of income for each decile category, and then we use those threshold level of income for creating decile. So this for one decile, as I told, all those whose monthly per capita expenditure below this level of income, they are fall under the bottom decile. And we require to calculate this one for rural and urban area separately. So the command for that one is, if I say generate decile 1 if Mpc E less than equal to this much and sector equal to 1. Okay. So this I'm imposing a particular condition that this we do only for rural sector, only for the value when Mpc is less than equal to 777 rupees 77 paise, and that we call decile 1. Similarly, we replace decile variable with 2 with Mpc greater than this and less than this and sector equal to 1, and so on. So you get decile variable. Going on to the labor force indicators, these are the key indicators that we generally estimate when we work with the employment unemployment subject. So that the first one is the labor force participation, and the formula for getting a labor force participation is number of employed person plus number of unemployed person divided by total population into 100. Okay. Interpretation, or you can say of this labor force participation, number of person who are willing to work for a given time period out of total population. So they are called workers. They are employed and unemployed worker out of total population. those who are part of labor force. This one is the activity code for that 11, 12, 21, 36, 41, 42. If you see question ahead, then you can find a detail of these. Okay? So what is 11 belong, what is 12 belong, okay? 21 belong to, but using these activity status code, this one is individual activity status code. So using this activity status code, we can calculate the labor force and later labor force participation rate. Similarly, using this 81 and 82 code, we can calculate the unemployed person or unemployment rate. Oh, sorry, this one is, yeah, this one is for unemployed. And using these codes, we can calculate a figure for those persons who are not part of labor force, And these are the formula for getting different statistics: worker population ratio, proportion of person unemployed, which is unemployment rate. Sorry, this one is the proportion of person unemployed. This one is the unemployment rate. Okay. So the formula are given here. Now let's calculate all these indicators. So for calculating labor force participation rate, okay, using usual status. Okay. So if you recall your undergraduate training on Indian economy, so in Indian economy course there is a chapter on employment and unemployment, and there the categorization of employment and unemployment are there. So if you want to divide the population into employed and unemployed category, so for the unemployed there is a three category. Sorry, for employed there is a three category: usual status, weekly status, and current daily status. And again, within the usual status, there is a principal subsidy workers and principal status workers and subsidiary status workers. So, if you want to calculate the workforce participation rate using both principal and subsidiary status worker, and that one is the standard way for calculating the employment rate. So in that case, you require to follow the command written here. Or if anyway in a later semester, when we do Indian economy course, okay, you encounter with all this stuff, or probably you have already encountered with all this stuff. I do not know about that, but in the Indian economy course, and there is a one course specific to the employment, taught by Dr. Satyakriti, who comes from the ISID, who usually teach that course. So again, in that course, you encounter all this concept. Okay. So for a labor force participation rate, when you want to calculate the usual status labor force participation rate, so first we calculate the labor force using the principal status approach, and then using a subsidiary status approach. Then we calculate the labor force using both principal and subsidiary status. So we can generate the labor force equal to 1 if these are the variables which tells us about the employment situation of a person, and this figure 11 to 21. So look here, 11 to 72 and 11 to 82. Okay. So 11 to 71 is for the workers, okay, those who are working, and those who are not working, for them code are 81 to 82. Not working, but with that because they are part of labor force, but are unemployment, and not working, those who are not part of the labor force code are there. So I have used this code, and using that code, I am generating labor force variable. So labor force one is all those persons who are working or not working. That means you're working or unemployed. So I generated labor force variable using principal status approach first and then subsidiary status approach. Variable for principal status one is PERFBB 9 and 19. So let's see here. If you open the data, FP principal status. So look here. Look here. This one is status code are given here. Look, PERFBB9 and PERFBB19. So these are the two status codes. One is for principal status, another one is for subsidiary status. Okay, these are again the status code, but these are for the different purposes. Let's look on this status code. So I have used both of the principal status and subsidiary status code and generated the labor force who are for both principal and subsidiary status. And then I tabulate that one. Okay, across the sex, gender and state. So if I do this one for you, so I copy this one from here, go on to the data window, paste that labor force. PS means for principal status. Similarly, I calculate for the subsidiary status. Go on to this data, do this one, subsidiary status calculated. Then I bring both of these two variables together, generating a new variable, which contains when labor is either principally implied on a principal status basis or part of the labor force on a principal status basis or subsidiary basis. So this one is for or option. So I done that one, and then after I tabulate. So this one giving us me the number of person. So this one is weight 1, not C weight 1. So number of person who are part of labor force across state, across gender, across sector. So generating table is not tough. The only thing we need to know that one is the proper command and understanding on the subject. If in case you haven't worked with the employment and employment subject earlier, then of course you will find a difficulty for getting all these things. Okay. But it is not the case that you will not going to encounter all these things in your later semester. Of course, when we pass out your MA from here, by then we learned almost everything, okay, that are given in this slide. Okay. So this one is for labor force participation. Similarly, okay. So from here you get the total labor number of persons who are part of labor force. For a participation rate, if you have a look on the formula, we need to divide labor force with the total population. Formula, the command for getting total population is this one. That one is also given in this slide. So you need to generate n equal to 1, and then you require to tabulate. So this give you the total population figure. Let's do this one for you also. Okay. And since all the command work with your current data set, so when we practice, just either you type or copy and paste all these command on your command window, you get the information. C weight is in our case weight only. I told you also about the C weight. C weight. So this one is the total population figure. C weight you have in our case we have calculated weight 1 using new weight variable, and new weight when I was calculated new weight variable, I divided the weight variable created by us initially with the 4. So C weight is in this case the weight divided by 4. C weight 1 is the weight divided by 4. So from here you have gotten the total population figure. For a population rate, you need to bring all the statistics onto the Excel. When you divide one with the another, you get. Since all these commands are here, okay, and also the process are written. So look here. So this one is for population. The process are also written here. You need to paste the above figure in Excel. Now you have both labor force and population figure in your Excel sheet. Use the formula to get labor force participation rate. Similarly, you can do for the employment and unemployment. So for employment, principal status employment, I have generated Mpss variable. This one is so 1 for unemployed, sorry 1 for employed, 2 for unemployed, and 3 for not in labor force. Similarly, for subsidiary status, I calculated employed as 1, 2 belonging to unemployed, and 3 belonging to not in labor force. Then I generated one variable for unemployed, one variable for unemployed, and the third variable is not in labor force. So I generated all the 3 variables together here, and for getting a workforce participation rate, you required to follow this procedure. So first you get the employment distribution using this command. Then you obtain the total population. And then you copy both of the figures into Excel and use the formula that given above for getting a workforce participation rate. Similarly, we do for the unemployment rate and so on. Okay. This one is for current, that is getting employment figure on the basis of current weekly status. So have a look, current weekly status. So the calculating activity status using both principal and subsidiary using this one. I'm not going to give in detail. This one is for wage using current weekly status approach. So in the wage thing, first I think I have used for a weekly status. First we need to know what is current weekly status thing. So basically in the current weekly status, NSSO gave information about the about different variable for a past week. So for each day of past week, you get information. You get information regarding their employment status, unemployment status, and their wage earning. So these are basically the wage earning. So I use the wage earning variable and calculated total wage earned by an individual. Earned by an individual in past week, and then I calculated number of days that individual worked in past week, and after then I calculated per day wage earning. So this one is the per day wage earning, and later you can use this per wage earning for your purpose. This one is the command for getting a information regarding whether worker is working in a formal sector and informal sector. So when you use this command, we uh, have that information. So not doing in detail because we are having a shortage of time, and also uh, understanding each and everything require a conceptual understanding. Okay, so for that uh, we require to refer the document provided by the NSSO. So as I told you, there are two important documents: instruction to field staff. You get each and every detail there only. You also get a definition of all those variables. Uh, but uh, but but what command and or what set of command you will use for that particular purpose? For that you you need to think, and only after then you are able to work with that. So since this command uh, for getting a one particular thing, you have to type a multiple command at a one time. So for doing that, best thing is for creating a do file, and for creating a do file is not tough. Okay, for that we just need to go on to here. From here, if you click on do editor, a file open, and here you type for all your command. Okay. And after then you execute your command. For the uh, uh, just to let you know, if I look here, this one is for decide. So I have created a do file for decide. So first I created this do file, and then when I run, I get decide variable. Similarly, for distribution of worker, look here, I have made this file. Look, the thing I discussed that to you somewhere here also. LP PR do file. Okay. So look here. So steps are given here. So probably this I will share with you because this one is the part of today exercise. So the command are written here and are in red. Basically, the text for the understanding what command for what purpose we are going to use the below command. So look here, the first one is generating employment, unemployment, and not in labor force code for both PS and SS activity worker. So this one is the command for that. The only thing in your case, you need to locate the variable. It might be that my variable name is the different from the variable that you use. Okay, if you follow the my procedure, then you get the same. But in case if you have given a different name, then you have to locate the variable. So, and once you locate your variable, you just substitute that variable with this and this and use this command. So this the first one is for getting employment on labor employment non-employment not in labor code. Okay, principal status, SS means subsidiary status. Then I combine both of these two things. Procedure written here. Okay, what you do after then? So after calculating this, you need to get a population figure, and once you have a population figure, take that onto the Excel and do the procedure written here. You get the figure. This one is for labor force. This one is for unemployment. This one is for worker population. Work participation rate using current weekly status and daily status. I think this one is This one is for unemployment. Daily status information. I haven't calculated the daily status. You can do that one also. Because with the earlier round of NSSO, that one is employment and unemployment thing, daily status was important. See, anyway, you can use this command and calculate the statistics. So I suggest you to do a practice over this week, so that when we meet on Monday, we have a doubt with you, so that we discuss that. And on Monday, as I told you, we also discuss the pattern of the assessment. So once I have some idea about what kind of problem you are facing, working with the NSSO only, and after then I will able to set the pattern of assessment in a optimal way. Okay, I'm not saying, because I know learning NSSO is a bit tough. It's more than and it's tough in the sense of it requires a lot of time for doing the exercise. Okay, so in time sense it becomes tough. Otherwise, it is not that much of tough. And along with that, since it requires a conceptual understanding about the subject also, because unless or until you do not have that, okay, you can't calculate some specific job relating with that data. The common thing we can do, and the common thing we learn by doing 3 or 4 hour practice only. But rest of the thing, for the rest of the thing, we have to do a hard work. Okay. So that's all about the today. Do practice and let me know if you face any problem. Apart from me, there are 2 more students, Ravinder and Shivani. They will help you. Shivani is very good in employment, unemployment, health, and NFHS data sheet. She is the co-author of 2 of my paper. Okay, one is going to be published. Okay, it not has gotten acceptance, but referee has referred that one for publication. That is going to publish in EPW. So Shivani is the author of that, and also author of the current paper that I have shown to you. He is my PhD student. He is very much knowledgeable. Ravinder is also good in software and data. You can take a help of them also. Yes, someone was asking something.
So you said something about statement of purpose in the last class. Can you please elaborate a bit on it? Like, what do you expect us to write on it?
No. So in a statement of purpose, we start with the introduction. In that, we just mention about the topic and the thing you are going to do. Okay, and then after you mention about the objective of doing that under heading of objective. Then move upon the method. If you have an hypothesis for that, then you mention about that also. Otherwise, you move on to the method, what kind of method you are going to use for achieving that objective. And since it is a econometric course, so you run a regression also. So either you can just run a multiple linear regression model, or you can go with the logic probit model, because that you have already done in your last semester. But you are required to run a regression. It would be better if you run a multiple logic regression model. That would be good for you also, because the purpose of this course is to train you in a multiple linear regression model, not in a logic and probit model. Of course, logic and probit model I do cover in a CSPD course, and there we do the thing in detail, much detail in as what Ganesh are taught to you. So you mention about the method, and then you mention about the data source. If you want to put the reference, then you mention 1 and 2 reference, otherwise it is not required. At least for statement of purpose, okay? Because it is not an keynote. If you are referring any article and you are, you can say imitating the procedure and result of that article, then you must mention about that, so that even I will have a look. Okay? So imitating result is okay with me. So that much we do in a statement of purpose. Be short in your statement of purpose, 2 to 3 pages enough. Okay. Do not go more than that. Okay. In a method, definition of variable, regression equation are required. So whatever variable you are going to use, define those variables and write full regression equation and explain all the necessary part of that.
So when is the due date to submit this?
Due date, let's decide about that one. Let me open the calendar. So today is 14th. So let's make it by next Wednesday. That means 21st. I think 21st is on holiday. 23rd is holiday. So make it by 20 and 21st, so that 21st is too late. Monday, let it by Monday 19th.
And so you said,
Yeah.
and so you said that you'll make a Google Classroom assignment on. So
Statement of purpose. Yeah, that I will do.
you'll do it. Okay.
So statement of purpose is, since it is not going to be graded, so you just show that to me, and I will give my feedback upon that. So statement of purpose will not going to be graded. So let that submit to me by 19th. Okay. And as you start submitting, I'm start giving you feedback. So try to be submit by 19th, so that by 21st I will give my feedback to everybody. And last date would be the submission of this empirical assessment. Let's keep at 8th August. 15 days after, then you will get around 20 days. Yeah, 20 days at around. So 8th August would be the last date.
Sir?
And so you said something about regression. So would you be teaching us that, or?
No, I will teach that to you. Don't worry about that. Okay? Or at least I
Okay.
will give you command, because since you already know the theoretical aspect of everything, so once you know the command, you are able to do that. And even
Yes.
in case if you are not comfortable with this data, you can use R for that purpose, regression purpose. So
Yes,
you are
sir.
free
Thank
to
you.
do that. Because I have to check your theoretical understanding on the subject, not the software efficiency. So, so you can use R. For regression purpose, you can use R. Okay. For tabulation, you can also use R, but it will be better if you work with this data, because using this data, you can get the things more easily as compared to the R. R requires a lot of programming. For the extraction, you must use this data. If you want to learn extraction through R, then you can do that also. Even I have done extraction for using R, but I found R and the Stata is more convenient as compared to the R. So let's learn Stata also, because those who will be doing CSPT next semester, I will teach everything using Stata only. Because I haven't practiced panel data regression thing with the R. I do not think I will get time for doing that. So earlier I thought moving from Stata to R, but R is not that much convenient. That's what my experience is. Okay, so
Sir,
yeah,
sir, I think I missed something in the last class. What you said about the statement of purpose. We have to submit it on the 19th or the 21st.
yeah. Try to
And
submit by 19.
19th.
Yeah.
And so, but we don't have any topic. What, I mean, how are we going to go about it?
Mm,
Did you give any topic for the statement of purpose or
uh, even I am contemplating about whether I give you a topic or I leave that upon you.
so? Because there are only 5 days left, and I don't think the majority of class knows about it.
Okay, at least no, I know. That's why I'm not asking for a synopsis or something. I'm just asking for just let me know what you are going to do. Okay, what you are thinking to do in this particular course as an empirical equation. Because we have to run a regression. So what kind of regression? That means what would be your dependent variable? What would be the independent variable? And for that, what
On
data set you are going to use? Just you let me know about
on any topic.
any topic, any topic. That will
And
help you.
that topic is the one that we are going to use for the assessment.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay.
The objective of the getting this assessment one is first you learn with the learn uh, NSSO data about the NSSO data, and the second thing is when you work with the and when you run a regression with the microeconomic data, you face many challenges which are unique in nature. If at least you should have a familiarity about those challenges. That one is the purpose, and that's why I want to see. When you run a regression with the micro uh, data set, what kind of challenges you face, okay, and how you will deal with that.
Okay. Sir, can you maybe formulate it in a way and post it on the classroom?
Yeah, okay. The common thing I will post, okay, what I expect or what you could do, okay. Of course, that
Yes,
depend
sir.
upon you also. Okay, the common thing I will post probably by
Yes, sir.
tomorrow,
Just the
just to have an idea about it.
things you want, and the data we'll see about
Then
ourselves. But what
data
things you want?
data you can choose by yourself,
Okay.
and the regression model you can construct by yourself. Okay,
Okay.
that means you choose your dependent and independent variables. Okay, for making a table, what I will do, I ask you to make a, a specific table, probably one and two table,
Okay.
and ask you to interpret that table. Okay, so okay,
So
let
can
me
we
think.
uh, give it after 19th, like after we have the doubt class, so that we also have a clarity on what we have to do, and you also know where we stand.
No, but at least you start working with it, start thinking about that. Okay.
And sir, so far we have done two data sets in the class. One is the PLFS and the other is the employment unemployment.
No, you have done with only both are same data set. Before 2017-18 an SSO survey on employment and unemployment called as employment and unemployment survey. Since 2017-18 it is called as PLFS, periodic labor survey.
Okay, okay,
So both are same. So we have worked
okay,
with the only one kind of data set. Okay, but the approaches of working with all round of survey are same. You require to extract, you require to generate weight, you require to generate unique ID for, at a household level, at a personal level. Merging procedure remains same. Okay, So everything that we discuss in our first lecture and first half of today lecture, that we do with the all kind of survey, all kind of survey. The second
Okay.
part one is the specific one. That one is the specific to this employment and unemployment survey. So if you want to work with the employment and unemployment survey, the command is there. You can use that command. Okay. If you want to work with the other survey, then in that case you have to think by
Okay, sir.
yourself what would be the appropriate command. Of course, I will be there to help you, and Shivani and Ravinder are there to help you. So do not worry about the command. Okay. If you face any problem, just contact any of us. We'll let you know or we'll guide you how to work with that. Okay, any other five? Till to your class that everyone start practicing. But unless or until you do not practice, you do not have any doubt. And since Monday class will be the doubt class only, so the necessity that you will practice prior to that. Okay, anything else? Okay, so you do not have any doubts. I'm ending this call. See you on Monday. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.